Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. So a tale of 2 days where the first half hour the bears had some solid control. We held supports from our key and clear futures charts, which we'll look at in just a moment. And then the bulls controlled the entirety of the day from there with a very impressive V-shaped bounce and a convincing support hold. So now let's check in on the key resistance levels, which are going to be in play overnight tonight and into tomorrow. So from yesterday, we're picking up with these 12-hour sideways charts that we were continuing to watch all day today, and we had a very key support test. So the S&P 500 broke one level of support and double bottomed at the second level. And looking at that level on SPY, it was 435.99. As that little daily higher low, we confirmed a higher high with zero follow through. And then the low of today held that support level by 11 pennies. And then from that point forward, the bulls controlled the entirety of the rest of the day. Bounced around a little bit. There's your convincing follow through. And then a 5-minute uptrend pretty much until close. So again, support hold is what did it for the bulls. And it was a great bottom fish setup for a number of reasons. Number one, 5-minute RSI as we headed to key daily support and key futures chart support, that RSI was down in the mid to low 20s. So that's a good sign for a bottom fishing play. Number two, a daily bear, or I should say a 5-minute bear flag confirmed with zero follow through, showing bear exhaustion. So a couple things lining up. And yes, that did cool off RSI a little bit on that bounce. But again, to see that new low of the day by 22 cents straight into a very notable bounce was a good sign for the bulls. So not only that, we had other things holding key support as well. The NASDAQ and QQQ held their support. The financial sector held a key daily support level. So all these things were aligning to give the bulls some confidence in a bounce. And again, when you look at this, you can't look at this and say, I'm anticipating that we're going to bounce and that's going to be the low of the day and we're just going to see a 1% run from there into the end of the day. But you can know to be looking for the bounce and position yourself to benefit if that does indeed play out. So significant bounce, and now we're watching resistance. So back to the futures chart. We've got our resistance in play right now. The hourly time frame is extended. We didn't change the hourly trend. We went straight from the low of the day to the high of the day. But overnight tonight, a number of things could play out. Number one, an hourly bull flag breaking resistance. We may be looking at all-time highs tomorrow if that is the case. Another way this could play out, consolidation and a tightening range continuing to play out. Back into the middle of the range, another 12-hour lower high set, and no break of this sideways range tomorrow. That may, if it's a red day tomorrow in the markets, then we're gonna be right back in this channel, and it's gonna take until Thursday or Friday before we get a clear break. So the overnight consolidation is gonna be key here as this resistance is being tested. 44.28, 44.31, and we topped out at 44.26. So again, we are right there, just a bit extended. And just like on a bottom fishing play, when I want things to be as extended as possible for a bounce, if I'm looking at top fish resistance, I want the bulls to be as extended as possible, and they certainly are on the 30-minute and hourly chart. But again, overnight can very easily see brief consolidation to cool things off. So we'll have to see how we wake up tomorrow and what the futures have done. NASDAQ held support. So this helped give the S&P 500 bulls some confidence. The 12-hour support levels, we had 14,789 and 14,826. Both held. Didn't even break support. SPY, or the S&P 500, broke one level and held the second. The NASDAQ futures didn't break any levels. So we're now looking up at resistance. There's a few more levels here to be looking at. We're testing 1571, then we've got 1599, 15149. So still range bound right now and testing that resistance. And for the bounce on QQQ this morning, 5-minute got extended, solid bounce, and then it was just a falling wedge. And I posted right before the bear break, and honestly posting about it made me not ready for the move, but posted new low of the day, lack of follow through. If the 5-minute bounce gets going from here, scout the falling wedge. And looking at it on the, let's go to the 5-minute. So from the 5-minute perspective, you could draw the support line here. We got a downtrending resistance line, and then the bulls just did not look back. Low of the day to the high of the day with no 5-minute trend change. Just a complete V-shaped move that trapped anybody that was short from the morning. IWM, holding support of 215.38. Have we changed the hourly trend? Not yet. That'll have to happen tomorrow with a higher low and higher high. And if the hourly trend changes, a new daily support level is established, and we're looking back up at this resistance in the 224s. 3 tops in a row in the 224s, pulled back, held support. Let's see if bulls can break that resistance now at this point. Financial sector. So the support I was looking at on XLF, 3602, 3605. So a little bit of a base of support just above 36. And look at the 5-minute RSI when we got to that level. 5-minute RSI was in the teens, down at 15 and lower. So again, ideal bottom fish. And here's another one where, again, as I'm settling back in, I've liked my mind where it's been at the last 2 days after being away from the computer last week in terms of knowing the directions to look, but my timing is off because I went to play this XLF bounce and it took me a little while to get through all the ticker requests on the live stream, and then I pulled up my order, logged in, and by the time I was ready to get an entry, we were already up in the upper 3620s, and granted it would have worked out, but at that point in time, it just wasn't my ideal entry. I was scrambling to try and buy in the 36 teens, and I just wasn't ready for it. So, significant V-shaped recovery, but again, another name that has not confirmed an hourly trend change, just a V-shaped move from the low of the day to the high of the day, and we're looking right back at our key resistances in the 37s. So 37.14, 37.19, couple resistance levels that the bulls will have to convincingly break if we're going to see some follow through. And we'll be watching for an hourly high or low, anything above 36.12 if we do see consolidation. So again, when I don't make my game plan for what I'm going to be trading, I can have a rough idea, but it takes until tomorrow morning. Because if you gap up on XLF with no hourly consolidation today, I'm scouting short tomorrow morning. If you open lower, I'm scouting long for an hourly high or low. Those are two completely different scenarios, and we don't know which we're going to get until we see how the futures trading goes over the next 12 hours. So that's why I wait until early tomorrow morning if I'm going to start establishing game plans for actionable trade ideas. I can have a rough idea, but I'm not going to put too much time into it because too often things completely change based on what the futures trading does. Healthcare, all bulls. It's been the lead bull all this week, all last week, and it's continuing in a very strong way. Very convincing new all-time high, and we have names running hard. PFE is breaking out. Look at the 12-month time frame. That is a yearly cup and handle, 22 years in the making, testing the all-time high. mRNA, another biotech name. Blue sky, massive move on news, up double-digit percentages. So biotechs are looking good, but it's not the XBI biotechs. The XBI biotechs are the S&P 500. mRNA is on the NASDAQ. PFE is on the NYSE. So different biotech names compose the biotech sector. So bigger picture, biotech and healthcare is doing really well, but the S&P 500 biotech, not so much. And we can see the S&P 500 still working on this daily high or low. Inside bar bear break with a lack of follow through. Hourly trend change confirmed. If we break the high of today, tomorrow, daily high or low is set. And it's all about 128.57 from there. Generally in sectors, whether it's crypto or the MJ sector, we look for the leaders to run, and then we look for profits to rotate out into the laggards. Maybe XBI is going to act as a laggard in the biotech space. With all the big names running so hard, keep an eye out for it to act as a laggard. And again, if we get a daily trend change, that'll set up the weekly high or low. So this would be an area for the bulls to make a stand in XBI. Time to prove it. SMH continuing strong thanks to AMD. So brief pullback, set the low of the day, V-shaped bounce up to the high. Didn't break the all-time high, but we're right there. And we got AMD. There's that weekly Megaphone resistance being tested, but still a clear hourly uptrend. Tomorrow's going to be very interesting. Curious to see if we get a red day tomorrow in response to that. We had NVDA, a little bit of red today, but holding on overall. So SMH still staying strong with tons of space for a daily higher low to form and a strong close. And again, I'm keeping an eye on this uptrending resistance here, but not putting a whole lot of weight into it. Bulls holding the uptrend. Solar sector. Daily bull break. Daily trend change is confirmed with the higher low and higher high. So what does that mean? It means zoom out because our weekly higher low is set. So 77.49 is now the most important weekly level. The weekly inside bar broke bull. And we're looking back to the bounce high, 93.49, as the most important resistance to try and keep this bounce going and to try and get follow through from the monthly higher low being set. This is a monthly bear flag. If we confirm a weekly higher low and higher high, the retracement will then be pushing 50%, and then an equilibrium will become the more likely scenario. So bulls need that second leg up here into the $100 range if we're going to see a tightening monthly range as opposed to a confirmed monthly downtrend. Some of the other growth names, ARKK, sideways still, nice daily equilibrium. This is one to watch. Bull break and our weekly higher low is set. Trying to set a daily higher low compared to 115.58. PLTR, sideways, real tight. So keep an eye on these growth names to still trying to set these weekly higher lows. NIO as well. So NIO daily consolidation underway. Bulls are looking for hourly oversold conditions, scouting a daily higher low, but it's a potential inverse head and shoulders. Need to hold 38.66 and then confirm a daily trend change for the weekly higher low to convincingly be set. MSOS. Red day today. Nothing going on. Very low volume. Daily inside bar. Bulls still have a lot of proving to do. Definitely one of the weakest sectors still. Daily EMA 12 resistance. Get over 37.79 and that'll change my tune a bit. But as long as that is resistance, bulls are not proving much. The VIX. Bull break of the daily equilibrium. I'll take that back. Double top to the penny. 20.44. So rejecting from resistance right as SPY bounces right off support. High of June, make that July 27th. And SPY bounced off of the low of July 27th. Very inverse. And now we're looking back at support. Can the bulls hold 17.19 and 16.33? Or do we break those levels and the markets rip to new all-time highs? The dollar. Daily is trying to bounce. Not much going on right now. Pretty much a sideways day. Inside bar broke bearish, but not much follow through at all. Bulls need to get over 92.20 essentially for this daily bounce to get going. And then we will just scout a daily lower high, anything under 93.02. Gold. Daily inside bar. The inside bar would have to break bullish for a daily higher low to be established. The miners are strong. The miners are a daily bull flag here. And if we break 35.37, GDX confirms a daily bull flag, which will be notable. And it's notable to me that the miners are holding so strong while gold is not at its resistance. We're over 1% away from it. Silver's a bit stronger. Silver's trying for a daily trend change. Higher low trying to form. We were watching this 12-hour falling wedge from yesterday's video, and that's still in play. We're right at that resistance level right now, trying to get over it, but I need to break a 25.80 to prove it. And if that happens, then we'll likely see the miners confirm that daily bull flag. So the miners have given us some bear lean in the recent past by showing us relative weakness on this drop. And now the miners are trying to show us a little bit of relative strength. Let's see if that leads to metals breaking bull in the short term. Oil, second day of a pullback, bounce underway, so weekly lower high is set. High of the bounce, higher low, lower high, and now we're scouting a higher low, anything above 65.01. So bulls have a good amount of space to work with. We have the inventory report tomorrow. We need a 4-hour trend change back to the bulls to try and set a daily bounce underway. But I find the bigger picture to be most clear. We could go 2-day time frame as well. High, low, lower high, scouting the higher low above 65.01. Natural gas 12-hour equilibrium breaking bull, but we have to take out the second level of 410.7 for it to be convincing. We held support, and now we're looking up at 417.9 after 410.7, but have to break 410.7 first. We've been grinding daily EMA 12 support, and here we are testing daily resistance of 410.7. Need another 1% to the upside to get over that level. So overall trades today, I did take a couple. I took a small top fish attempt on XLF looking for a 15-minute lower high and ate that loss when the 15-minute here did not see any follow through. So it was right here looking for this to be a 15-minute lower high and potential tightening range. And what did it was the bulls convincingly holding support. And it was 36.48. So we hit 36.48. We saw a bounce for a potential 2-minute lower high. We came back down, held it by a penny, and then the bulls kept their control. If we had dropped and broken 36.48 from there, it would be a confirmed 2-minute downtrend into 15-minute consolidation. So I don't really have any regrets with my attempt. It became very clear very quickly that the bulls were keeping their control and not following through from a 15-minute lower high. So just a small loss there. Had a little small flip on HOOD, Robinhood Blue Sky Breakout. I'm going to do a separate video here specific to Robinhood shortly after this one. But again, I'm just tiptoeing and easing back into it. My account the last 5 or 6 days is just straight across. Mostly because I wasn't trading last week, but to start this week, not much going on in my account as I'm getting back in the flow of things and patiently waiting. Got no rush. No rush to do anything. Wait for the trades and setups to align. Wait for the clear, confident setups. And we'll see when they present themselves. At this point, just watching these futures 12-hour time frames for short-term clarity. And again, they're either going to break bullish tomorrow or we're going to remain range-bound for another day, at least another day. So we'll have to see what overnight does. Feel free to ask any questions. I appreciate you watching. Check out the HOOD video to look at some blue sky IPO bulls. Other than that, do good things, and I'll see you tomorrow.